But as we move forward in the investigation, we're gonna look to extract as much, video as possible. That area.
And there's gotta be a ton of cameras.
100 to 200 cameras that have eyes on the assailant in this case.
Now, what is
So
that?
the FBI is going to pull
He
all
is
the
like-
cameras. You're also going to have cell phone video from common bystanders.
You
that
you
wanna
finish
extract
all
as
the
well.
one
But
bread,
you're also going to leap
whole bread.
from camera to camera to see where this person entered the scene and committed this horrific act. Coupled with, we're going to have that working with ATF in tandem to find out where we got the weapon. Was this openly illegal? It just doesn't make sense to me, this being an immigrant having the ability to purchase a handgun. And so the witnesses, the cameras is going to be very essential providing to the U.S. attorney who's going to prosecute this case, which will be Judy Pirro.
So we might have had the gun illegally, obviously we'll wait to hear more on that, how they recovered it. And John Crystal, you know, in terms of what this area does look like, there's two banks, I know, down right by this area of 17th I Street in northwestern Washington. Obviously, I imagine there's cameras at the Metro entrance, which is where these National Guard troops were stationed. I mean, that's gotta be a trove of stuff for these investigators to be going through right now.
Oh, absolutely. Obviously, there is what would be considered overwhelming evidence of the subject's guilt as been picked up on all types of video and other just still pictures. So really, I think it gets back to the question, does this inspire or encourage somebody else to do a similar act here in DC or someplace else, either at National Guard or local police, or prevent it at a church or a school or temple, whatever it may be, that where the innocent people are not law enforcement around to protect. Again, what type of target does that be with district guards in the city?
Yeah. John Crystal, Derek Portrait, thank you for
Wait,
hanging out with us tonight
connected to
and
the-
bringing all your expertise to the table. We'll continue following all the breaking news here. Thank you for joining me tonight. See you
La
next
coffee is
time.
right now. La coffee is
I'm Alex Michelson in Los Angeles with breaking news that we are following in Hong Kong. Authorities expect the death toll to rise in that massive apartment block fire in Hong Kong. This is a live picture there where it is 11 a.m. and you see the smoke is still rising and the firefight still continues some 19 hours after this all started. The stats here are pretty staggering. At least 44 people have been killed. Nearly 300
You know where they
others
stay
are
in Hong
missing,
Kong?
so that death toll could climb dramatically.
But not close to that one.
Firefighters still working. There's still thought that there may be people trapped in some of the upper floors of these buildings. These buildings, which house about 2,000 apartments, have many elderly residents. Officials believe the fire started in a building that is undergoing renovations, which was clad in bamboo scaffolding. And right now, 3 people have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter following that fire. It's thought that they used, quote, gross negligence in construction. CNN Simone McCarthy is live in Beijing following all of the latest here. Simone, what do we know about how this whole thing started?
Well, as you said, Alex, authorities have been working overnight with firefighters trying to get this blaze under control. This is a massive housing estate, 8 different towers that are in this estate. What we do know now is that firefighters are focusing on 3 of those this morning with blazes extinguished in the other 4. We have seen sobering images just coming out now of body bags being pulled out of these apartment complexes. So we are watching for updates on the official death toll. We do know that as of the latest update, 279 people remain unaccounted for. Hundreds have been evacuated to local emergency shelters. Now, the 3 arrests that
You want to finish?
a lot of questions
You
about
want to
whether
finish
or
the
not
coffee?
refurbishment that was taking place on this
Half already
complex
have.
may be responsible for how quickly this blaze was
That's
able
a
to
bit
spread
heavy.
from one
Still
corner of this estate across multiple towers. Certainly, the investigation has already been launched by Hong Kong authorities, and we'll be watching closely the results of of those investigations, but right now the focus very much remains on getting anybody who is still alive out of those buildings, continuing the rescue efforts, and getting that blaze under control.
Yeah, we were just looking at some video from overnight where you just saw the fire kind of everywhere, which was so dramatic.
Okay.
What are we hearing so far from the folks that were able to get out, the survivors of this, about just how scary this whole thing must have been?
Absolutely, it was very stunning images. And you pointed out earlier that many of the residents of this apartment complex, which is public housing in Hong Kong, are elderly. And so